Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of Keep Gaming Reviews. I am Lan Mind, and today I am joined by the one and only MeLlamoCeeGee. What's going on, brother?
Yo, you know the vibe. Let's get this money.
And you already know who it is. He's been on the show multiple times already. What's up, Riddler? Talk to us.
What's up? Glad to be back. How y'all doing?
Good, man. We are going to get into the finale of Loki. 6 episodes in, and we're done. But this episode did something that I didn't think was going to happen, and we're going to dive into it. Guys, what were your thoughts automatically once the show had ended and it rolled credits? John, tell me what your thoughts were, man.
Disney? Yeah. Y'all fucked up then, right?
Oh, man. I don't even think they picked up your phone, bro. You're not talking to them.
Everybody already called y'all? Oh, don't worry about it. Don't worry.
I feel like I would have been you right now, but I'm not. This is weird. What's going on?
There's a lot of things they could have did that they didn't. Like a lot of things they could have wrapped up or touched on.
Okay.
Wasn't the worst way to end the show because they did announce season 2.
Which we already knew, which I thought was weird. No, we didn't.
Well, we talked about it, but I never
say that it was confirmed.
Yeah. I never was a weird found the article where they actually confirmed it though. But since they did confirm it, ending made more sense.
Right. Yeah.
It wasn't the best, wasn't the worst. Not 100% mad at it. It's good, like 65.
Chris, what are your thoughts, man?
Personally, I enjoyed it. It felt like a season finale. Especially with the confirmation at the end of it.
Yes.
It did what any other TV show does and leaves you on a nice little cliffhanger and sets you up for
the whole time.
Other things. So I enjoyed it.
Yeah. And before we move forward, I just want to let you know this is spoilers, bro. There's gonna be spoilers from the beginning to end. So if you haven't watched the show, go watch it. Come back. It's not even that long. We'll be right here.
Get out of here. No, I'm stopping.
So for me, I was really satisfied. I felt that this show
it's a miracle.
I swear I was messaging Boombox today and I was like, I feel like I'm gonna be Lan Mind today.
Yo, it's weird. The tables have turned. So, okay, you guys don't know this, but I was in the hospital last night from 8 to 7 in the morning, and I was just tired. My body was hurting, and I'm like, oh, it's 3 in the morning. There's gotta be something for me to watch. I'm like, oh shit, it's Loki. I watched Loki in the hospital on my phone. Very uncomfortable. Wow. You would have thought I would have been salty about it. I was happy with the results, man. I was like, maybe this was worth me staying up. Like, maybe it was worth me staying up to 3 in the morning, bro. I'm not gonna lie.
Have you
the drugs helped me. They did help me. I was in a lot of pain. I would never go to the emergency room. My wife made me go, and But long story short, I thought the episode overall like really gave us a conclusion and then gave us confirmation of what's to come in the MCU. What are you guys' thoughts about that? You know, now that the timelines have been branched and they're open, I think it gives the MCU, Disney, Marvel, the opportunity to do whatever they want, and no one can say anything. John?
Honestly, I was going to say for me, personally, sorry.
No problem.
No,
this makes me even more excited, even though I'm a huge Spider-Man fan, I think that movie's going to be amazing.
Yes.
For Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, because news also came out that supposedly Loki is supposed to be in that movie as well.
Yeah, there is. Yeah. If you go to IMDb,
I saw a couple articles, and I know. Remember, I told you guys that he did an interview. I couldn't find it, but he did an interview where he had mentioned that he was playing Loki during his birthday, and that was after Loki had finished shooting. So I'm assuming that's for Doctor Strange and the Multiverse of Madness, which is going to be wild.
Yeah, I think that's going to be
so too.
Probably the best Marvel movie they're going to make.
Really?
100%. The Multiverse of Madness with how this show ended,
right,
and all the branches going off, and the millions of content they can pull from comics. They literally can go any fucking direction.
Well, that's the thing. I think now they have the freedom to do whatever they want. Especially now, it makes more sense with the acquisition of Fox and all the new characters they got.
Well, see, I also thought with them doing the branching of the multiverse now, also with the snap, with bringing everybody back, that's another way they could introduce anything So they can literally add and do anything they want right now and be like, oh, it was because, they snapped a gauntlet and brought everybody back. Boom. Or they're like, oh, when Loki and them messed the timeline up. Right. Here we go. Now we got new people. They have the freedom to do whatever they want now. And I'm really looking forward to seeing how they transition to that period.
Yeah, I think that's the most interesting part of how they're going to do this. I know that, we all know that they're already confirmed that they're going to be making a Fantastic Four. They haven't casted anyone yet for the film, but just that idea alone, so now things are going to make more sense. We have confirmation that there's going to be a Blade movie. So a lot of these things I think are going to come together. And I think also too, this gives the franchise, the Spider-Man franchise, the opportunity to bring characters from the Sony side, such as Morbius, such as Venom, Carnage, bring those.
Morbius is confirmed, isn't it? That was a confirmed title.
But that's a Sony picture film. Is he really confirmed for Spider-Man No Way Home?
I believe one of the actors said it, but I don't know if they're accurate. I think it was Tyrese, if I'm not mistaken, said that Tyrese. It's 100% in the MCU, but he be talking crazy.
Yeah, I was gonna say Tyrese. I don't know if
I trust him.
Yeah.
I ain't buying it.
Yeah,
but because of the trailer that came out 2 years ago.
Well, you saw the images of Spider-Man.
Not even just that, the Vulture.
Well, yeah, the Vulture's there. Yeah,
so it's like kind of leaning towards that, anyways.
Yeah.
So you don't know.
I think, and then another thing too, and we're gonna get into it. The big elephant in the room, right? Everybody was thinking, the idea was it was Kane the Conqueror, right? Where everywhere you go in this episode, there's images or there's some type of Easter egg in there confirming this. Now, some people like myself was a little skeptical because we kind of got that same feeling with WandaVision of Mephisto, but it wasn't as much confirmation that we saw in Loki, right? So when we first get into the episode, you see Miss Minutes. She scared the shit out of me, by the way. I don't know about y'all. When she popped up, like, what the fuck? I'm in the hospital. I jumped. Why? Why'd you jump scare me? Are you preparing me for Multiverse of Madness? I don't know. But then we get to the point where the door opens. And I'm like, yo, please don't fuck this up, Marvel. And you get a form or variation we learn later on of the character of Kane, right? I keep saying Kane. And Jonathan Majors, bro, that dude carried the entire episode. He was so charismatic. He was so good, like even explaining the story and like just his wittiness and how he moved and his facial expression. Like, yo, this guy's gonna fucking kill this when it comes to Ant-Man. I can't wait. This is the big bad that everyone was, they're kind of like, who's the next one? This is it. Right. This is the guy. And I know they didn't call him Kane the Conqueror here. You mentioned it earlier. Call him
Kane.
No, they didn't. What was it?
They never named
he basically gave different variations of him. He said a couple different versions. From what I've seen, especially with the design of his outfit in this situation,
which was
he looks like the variation called Immortus in the comics.
And I'm glad they didn't paint his face, bro. I'm glad they just left him.
Because here's the thing: even in the comics, he's not blue. That's like a
that's like his armor.
Yeah, like how Iron Man puts the thing on. That's like Kang's thing.
Well, so I was scared that they were gonna do that they were gonna like make him full blown comic book looking. I'm glad they did what they did.
See, what made me more curious is because he killed the scenes that he was in this episode. He smoked it
so good.
But bro, now I'm curious because it's not the version that we're gonna know.
No, we're not.
That's coming in Ant-Man. Which now that's crazy because Ant-Man's about to be wild too, because that's another multiversal type of thing that we're gonna be dealing with that he's actually gonna be in. Like he's confirmed to be in that movie.
And it's titled Kane the Conqueror. If you look on IMDb, that's the character's name for the actor. Yeah. If you go to IMDb, it says Jonathan Majors, and then it says underneath Kane the Conqueror.
Kane the Conqueror is like, that's what I'm saying. So that's the version, that's the worst version of this this character, this variation, this person.
Yeah.
So I'm curious to see how he changes up the playful banter that he kind of had in this episode, where he was kind of just like, yo, come on, guys, I know everything. Shut up.
Yeah, he was just being witty about it.
Right. I loved it.
I was so
satisfied,
I
want to see the evil version of it. Like, I want to see how he's if he can really switch it up.
That was one of the reasons I was kind of disappointed with the episode, was because I saw it and I'm like, we got Kane. Okay. And then he was just this witty, whimsical person. I'm like,
it's not what you remember him as.
I was hoping that we was going to just get like Loki and Sylvie fighting him. And it was going to be this, not like a big fight scene, but it was going to be more than what it was. And then when the episode ended and I started looking some stuff up to see who he actually, or the variant he was, it made a lot more sense. It didn't make sense at the time watching because I didn't know who he was supposed to be.
Yeah.
Makes more sense now though.
And in the movie, in the show, Miss Minutes calls him who remains.
He who remains.
He who remains.
So that's a different character in the comics, though.
And I was gonna get to that. So this is where things got a little annoying for me, but I'm like, I guess it works, and I guess I had to accept Taskmaster because it worked, right? It just works in that particular film, and then in the show, it just worked. We didn't get to see the Beyonders. We didn't hear about Now and Then or anything like that. And when they said that, I'm like, but he's not really He Who Remains. So, but it just made sense. I guess it just goes together, you know? I also thought we were going to get a scene. I didn't think it was going to be that way. I also thought we were going to get a scene where, kind of like what you saw in, what's that old film with the witch? Damn, I can't think of the movie. Where they kind of spin the idea off of. Wow, I'm going blank, bro.
Your description didn't help us whatsoever. What is it? Was it Oz or something, bro?
Oz, Oz, yeah.
Oh, Wizard of Oz.
Yeah, Wizard of Oz. There you go. I thought we were gonna get a scene like that where they pull the curtain and you see him making moves, whatever. I'm like,
gotcha.
But we got what we got, and even when you saw the Lokis, they were really confused, right? Like you would have thought they would have attacked them right then and there. But they were just confused, and then they tried to attack him, and he just was moving on them because he knows everything.
Bro, the movement and the laugh was on point.
And he was comfortable. You saw him like he was comfortable in his own skin. When you see him, he's just kind of like lounging with his leg out, and he's just like he knows
eating the apple, not worried about nothing.
And I thought that itself was badass. Like you guys can't do nothing to me.
So I saw somebody reference it because a lot of this show had like religious undertones.
Yes.
Starting with the whole the devil and the stained glass thing.
Yeah.
So they said in this episode it was basically Adam and Eve in the garden, and the male version of Loki was Adam. Sylvie was Eve, and he was a serpent. He was eating the apple, right? He was eating the fruit.
That's a good way to
and Adam got kicked out of Eden technically when Sylvie kicked him out, and she took the temptation and decided to kill the guy. And
I had a thought process on that.
That's interesting,
completely different.
Well, what you got?
When they got to the point where he said, "This is the threshold where I don't know where it happens." I think he lied. I think he knew exactly what was going to happen, or if he didn't, he knew how to transition. Because I think wherever he was,
I agree.
I think that was his prison. I think he was prisoned there, and he couldn't leave. His only way to leave is if he got killed. Because if you notice, when Loki and Sylvie are both there, he's constantly picking on Sylvie. He's constantly kind of jabbing, poking the whole time.
Yeah, telling her to grow up, doing all that extra stuff.
Because he knew she was the more volatile one. So it was like, the only way I'm going to get out of my prison, I got to die. That Loki damn sure ain't going to do it. Sylvie will. Because if you look at it, that's exactly what happened. Because just the transitionary period right there. He's like, I don't know what's happening from here on out. Let me keep on poking at Sylvie.
That's interesting.
I think he knew exactly what he was doing.
I think he knew what was going to happen. I don't necessarily think he was in a prison, though.
That's just my thought process.
Yeah, like, I know what you're saying.
So he could get out, because you could see when he was talking, he was like, "I'm tired."
But
like, I
do think he knew what was going to happen, because the minute she stabbed him, he literally just looked at her and said, "See you soon,"
and winked at her,
and that's it. And I was just like,
wink.
"Oh, hold up, nah."
Yeah, no,
he's about to go crazy.
I agree with you. I think he did know. He's very manipulative. I think I'm even saying that right. And he's kind of what they are, right? He's a version of them where he's manipulating them again, and he's really like he's a liar. And then when Loki says, "Oh, I am him," I can tell when someone's lying or not. This guy has been around the block multiple times, so I don't think Loki had it, had it all correct. And then also too, when he's saying like, you have a choice. Even that saying that you have a choice, I think even made Sylvie more mad. Like, well, I want the choice because I don't believe you to just kill you. Yeah. So you giving me a choice. I already know what I want to say. And, the whole point of just antagonizing her, keep poking at her. I think that was his plan all along.
And now, I want to say I thoroughly enjoyed the character development in this episode because it showed that Sylvie was still the young, immature version of Loki in that moment. Where the Loki that we knew, even though he was from a different time and he was immature at that time compared to how he, like the beginning of the show started to where he was at then, it was like, I've been around longer. Like, he had more interaction with actual people. Mm-hmm. It wasn't like her where she was taken away as a kid and kind of just surviving at pretty much dead zones throughout history, her entire life, So it showed like, he knows people more than she does, and she doesn't really trust anybody still. Just how the old Loki didn't trust anybody still, and she violated technically herself.
That was one of the other issues I had because the entire show was built up with them two making a relationship with each other, whether it be a sexual or just a personal relationship. And then not a single point in any episode did Loki give Sylvie a reason to not trust him. Right. And then it built up to this big dramatic moment and was like, I still don't trust you. Everything was built up to show that he trusted each other. And
right. But that's such a Loki thing to do. Think about this. How many times has he betrayed Thor? He's betrayed his father, everybody. He betrays everybody.
Yeah. And I think also too, when all this is all said and done, I feel that being that Kang tells them like he's been here a long time, and he's been battling this multiverse war. I felt like giving all that information just gave us, the viewer, an idea of that this is gonna get out of hand, and that I think laying that platform down before we get to the movies. This is why I felt like this series was the most important out of all the other ones, and this is the most entertaining series. Even though this last episode didn't have that much action, it was just a little fight scene between the Lokis, but it lays so much groundwork for what's going to come, and I think this was the perfect introduction rather than wait to Ant-Man, because with all these other movies coming out, there has to be a reason why we're seeing new characters like Eternals and Shang-Chi. We're learning about new people, so this is the way. This is your here's everything now. We're laying it out on the floor. So if anyone shows up, we're just gonna refer to this episode, which makes the most sense. And they did it so well. And I want to say that this episode alone, Marvel killed it in the writing too. Like just the explain, it really gave you an understanding where it wasn't confusing enough. At least for me, it wasn't.
It basically took what Endgame was trying to explain and explained it in a more simpler form.
Yes.
For not only everybody to understand, but casual fans too. And it introduced the casual fans to a character that they probably don't even know about. Yeah. People that don't really read comics have no idea who the hell Kang the Conqueror is, or how serious he is in the comic book realm type of stuff, So they introduced him in a different variation, which is great because it's like, oh wait, he's serious, but like, who's this worst version of him? Because he even explained to himself. He said when Loki asks, "Oh, what are you afraid of? What are you scared of?" and he's like, Me, bro. Like I'm the worst. If you think I'm bad, the other versions of me are terrible, family. Like that's crazy.
Yeah.
I'm a little curious how he kept all of his other worst selves at bay. Because he said he was the one fighting them all off.
Right. I don't know.
Yeah, I feel this is why I feel like we're being played, right? Also too, because I don't know if he's telling the whole truth to the audience. I think he might have been holding something back, and that's what has me so on the edge. Like, what's gonna happen now? And we're not gonna find out with Shang-Chi, most likely. We're not gonna find out possibly with the Eternals. I think it's when Spider-Man drops, because Spider-Man drops this year, and then we have Multiverse of Madness coming out next year. So I think there's gonna be a large gap before we find out what's going on, and that's the only thing that bothers me, is because I want to get right into it. Like, let's go. Show me Deadpool. We got a little scene from him, but show me these guys. Show me X-Men.
I'm okay with it though, because this is similar. We all know the MCU, Kevin Feige, he has a whole plan, right?
Yeah,
they're playing the long game.
The same way they introduced Thanos early on, and you didn't see him. You saw like little bits and pieces.
Yeah.
I think they're gonna continue doing that with this guy for a little bit, and we'll see how long this lasts for, because we don't know. They could get him out of here way faster than.
I was about to say, do you think Kane? Do you 100% think Kane is the next Thanos, or do you think that he's going to be there for Ant-Man and then gone?
Here's the thing, because there's so many different variations of the same character, he can literally last however long the MCU wants him to. So we don't know anything right now.
I think that's what makes him more dangerous.
Yeah, we're all like, what we don't know. It's a possibility they could get him out of here quick, especially with the whole news about them not signing people to multiple movie contracts anymore. If it doesn't work, they can get him out of here. If it does, they can keep him for however long he wants to stay.
Yeah, so. I think Disney and Marvel really helped themselves in this situation by doing this. Because now, like we said, they could do anything where if an actor doesn't work out, we could get rid of him in one movie and that's it, because it's a different universe. He's not on this side, he's on the other side. So they probably will never meet each other, Like,
a new variation of the same character, just a different actor now.
Yes, yes. That's exactly what I mean. I think that's why they haven't committed to long-term contracts. Having Robert Downey Jr. and Chris Evans and Chris Hemsworth, these guys had big, long contracts. Even with, with the Black Widow, with Scarlett Johansson, they had long contracts. So it's like, we have the money, we can sign anybody, but we don't want to hold someone down. I think that's why also Chris Pratt was nervous when he first signed the deal for Guardians of the Galaxy, because he was scared that or even Chris Evans too, they said the same thing, that they were scared to commit for such a long time, because that's what you're going to be doing day in and day out, and they want to do different things. So I think this is great for them. And then I want to get into where we get Mobius in a new timeline, so to speak. We find this out later on. So, Sylvie kicks him in through the time pad door. We see him fall in. He's now running around. Everything looks the same to us. But then once he meets Mobius, what?
The editing for that scene was so perfect.
It did really
where it
good,
switched
man.
from the Mobius, and we still never got her name.
We
just got her. No, I'm talking about like her actual, like her character's name.
Oh yeah, I don't know.
We're just calling her B-15 this whole time.
Yeah, it sounds like an android from Star Wars.
Right. where they're talking, the ones that we know already. Yeah. Like, what's next? For all time.
Yeah.
Thing, and then it switches to Loki now looking for people that he knows, and he found them.
Yeah.
Look exactly the same, sound exactly the same. Starts telling them like, "Yo, we messed up. We did this." And they're like, "Huh? You're an agent? Who are you?
Who are you?
What's your name?"
And I knew something was up, because when Loki yelled out and Moby just turned around and he wasn't excited or concerned, I was like, oh, this is a different timeline, man. And that's when things was like, this is why season 2 is coming. And then they confirmed that in the after credits, which was a waste of time, bro. You could have gave me something else instead of a stamp to be back in season 2. Come on.
I was like, all right, I got another 2 minutes. There's got to be something. I saw season 2 confirmed. I'm like, nothing? Y'all did nothing. Really?
At least give us old man Loki or something.
Yeah,
like,
he's something, back. Bro. And then
I wasn't sure if it was a separate timeline or if it was a clone or one of his other clones. I wasn't sure which one. The other timeline makes more sense because B-15 or B-23 didn't react to him.
Yeah,
but I mean, they would
have pruned his shit.
So I mean, the different timeline makes a lot more sense.
And then we see the statue of Cain, right? Where he
right. So here's the thing too. Where you notice the difference is when they're talking to each other, they're not talking about timekeepers in this situation.
Okay,
they're saying, "Oh, are you sure that's what he wanted? Did he want that? Is this part of his plan?" Instead of saying, "Is this part of their plan?" The timekeepers, the TVA stuff, and the statue, instead of multiple beings, it was literally just a big statue of Cain the Conqueror. You know what I'm saying? It's just one statue of him. So in that universe, whatever timeline that's a part of, because as we saw at the end, by the time she threw him through the portal, there was already a bunch of different branches going.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So and King had mentioned that in the situation, he was like, "Oh, the timeline is branching out already. You guys better hurry up, make a decision." You know. So when he got pushed out, he definitely got pushed into a different branched off timeline where Kang is already ruling what would have been the TVA, but it's now just his time-keeping space. Like he's in control of all that, which is wild.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I found it interesting that we got a little backstory of Ravonna, which I thought made no sense. And I'm like, why are we here at her school? There's no reason for this.
Did you notice the school though?
No, what was wrong with the school?
Did you notice the team that they were celebrating? Go who? Tigers? Spider-Man? Homecoming?
Really? Is that what that was? No, are you fucking with me? Because I didn't do that.
Dead serious. There was a sign that said "Go Tigers."
I didn't notice that.
Team,
I didn't notice that either.
It said "Go Tigers,"
and that's where Peter Parker went to school.
That's where Peter Parker goes to school. My friends,
I'm mad that.
I'm now. You got me. I gotta rewatch that.
I'm mad she got off scot-free.
Oh yeah. Where did she go? That's the real question. Where did she go?
We don't know if she got off scot-free.
But where did she go?
But he showed up and was like, "I'm not going to prune you because we're friends." And then they got into it, and then she just disappears.
He was so weak there too.
Yeah.
He got played.
After all the shit she's done this whole season, she just walks through the door.
Right?
She just walks through a door, and now we have no fucking clue where she's at.
And I think that's why it leaves a cliffhanger, for season 2.
It definitely leads to season 2, but I would have liked to see her at least got slapped with the staff.
Yo, right? Send it to the other room.
Like he's not a fighter, bro. He did not do anything. She literally Jackie Chan his ass and took the prune stick from him. Like, yo, give me that, bro. And she just walked away. So I thought her scenes were pointless. I guess, when you mentioned that, it was a school that Peter Parker went to. But it's just interesting because isn't that the pen that she had? I don't remember the school being what that name was. I forgot the name of the. Do you remember when she was she had the pen and Mobius?
I don't know. I didn't see the name on the pen.
I didn't see it either.
Okay,
I would have to go back and see that. I didn't see the name on the pen though.
It was like episode 2 where she tells him to sign something and he looks at the pen and it says a school's name, but I don't know if that school's name, and I never heard anyone mention like, oh, this is where Peter Parker went. But being that you mentioned that inside the school, you see, the school kind of resembled, his school. But I don't know if that's where, and in 2018 as well. So it was way after the events of the original Avengers that happened in New York, because that was 2012. So,
well, if it was 2018, wouldn't everybody be dead? Half the school would be dead at that point. Isn't that when Thanos snapped?
I don't know. I don't have those details. I did not come prepared for these timelines.
Peter Parker went to Midtown High School. That was the school that he went to.
But their sports team is Tigers. Go Tigers.
You know that for a fact.
Go Tigers.
I'm looking it up now.
Oh, we got Riddler doing the fact checking right now.
Go Tigers. Go Tigers. All right. Let's talk about the fourth wall breaking in this episode.
I was just about to get that. Overall, a lot of these actors had their time to shine, right? Like, I think everyone that was meant to shined. And I was going to mention about the fourth wall. We did see that break in this episode with Jonathan Majors, and it was comical. It kind of felt like Deadpool in a sense, where he knows that we're watching, and he's just like, so what? I know you're watching me. Kind of thing.
A little smirk.
Yeah, yo, that guy did so good. I can't get enough. He really killed that role, and that's the thing. Like, everyone did their thing. We said it too. Tom Hiddleston did an amazing job in this series. Everyone played their part, and I think this is what we have in the future. I think we're gonna have a great series when it comes to Hawkeye, and when we have She-Hulk, and when we get to Ms. Marvel. Like, a lot of these shows are gonna be really top notch. Like Mandalorian, it's really gonna be great to watch, and maybe
what
better
is
than
the
some
confirmed
movies.
next show? Do y'all know?
Hawkeye.
I know we get the
What If.
Well,
yeah,
that's next month. That's the cartoon variation.
See, but now here's the thing too. What if the what if thing is now canon? Because of the whole multiversal break thing. Because think about it, they're doing Black Panther as a Guardian of the Galaxy, as a Vavenger or whatever they're called.
Yeah.
They're doing zombie versions of Iron Man and Captain America. They have a different version of Spider-Man fighting Scarlet Witch. They have Doctor Strange all over the place. They have all that. What if that is now a different branch of the universe?
You think it would have some ties in?
That would make a lot of sense because I mean,
and it makes sense at the release of it because it's like
right after,
you just broke the multiverse. Why not? Hey, what if this happens?
Another
in
thing
a different somebody called it the Marvel Cinematic Multiverse. Now that's it. That's the new name.
Yo, Chris came prepared today, bro. He's dropping gems today, man. I feel out of place.
The MCM, no brand.
MCM.
Spider-Man's mascot was the Tigers.
Okay.
Come on, son.
I guess we're gonna have to wait and see. I know they released the images of the new Spider-Man toy that they're gonna be doing.
It looks great.
Yo, so it confirms that black and
it
gold.
It made me horny. Yeah. My fault.
Did y'all see that Daredevil is confirmed to be in the new Spider-Man movie?
Is he?
Really?
Well, it's not Daredevil. It's Matt Murdock.
Yeah, as his lawyer.
Matt Murdock is supposed to be Spider-Man's lawyer.
But for what? A lawyer for what? What did he do?
Hello, he just got outed as killing Mysterio, bro.
Yeah.
People still think Mysterio's a hero.
He's going to be on trial.
I guess. You're right.
Oh, and I mean,
can you bring back the guy from the Netflix show though? Because he did a great job. They are.
They confirmed he is. He's getting a new suit. Suit and everything.
Thank you. Now the thing is, did anything that happened before? Is it gotta be referenced in the movie? I don't know because that show was off the hook.
We'll find out.
And they gotta bring back the character for Punisher, man. I don't care about Luke Cage.
John Berthel is
they confirmed they are redoing Punisher.
Did they put him in She-Hulk though?
They are bringing.
They said he's in She-Hulk or something like that.
Yeah, he is confirmed to be.
This is gonna be great.
He's confirmed he is reprising the role as Punisher. Confirmed.
Yo, I always loved Punisher, man. That's one of my side characters. He's not like a big important character, but he's one of those guys that's like, yo, I fucks with him, bro.
He's great.
I love that character.
I feel like they picked the right person.
Yeah,
he plays so well.
Yeah. And another thing that you can look at is the fact that all of them are in New York.
Yeah, that's the crazy part.
So all you got to do is be like, oh well, multiverse branched out. Now everybody's in the same timeline.
Yeah, and this one
that's why it makes a perfect way to add them.
And that's why it makes sense that Doctor Strange is going to be in Spider-Man because he's in New York as well. So it's like, there's so much connections in New York that these stories could go on for days, bro.
I do want to say though, I think this next phase is going to be so confusing, dude. Because not only do you have the multiversal stuff, you have scrolls everywhere.
Yeah, you have some aftermath from Phase 3.
Like the scroll thing is gonna mess me up because we don't know who's who.
That's the best part about it, bro. That's why this is gonna be so good. It's gonna be so good. Isn't this like a comic book fan's dream? Like this is really happening.
That's where Dr. Doom comes in.
Right.
I don't know if you should take what he says for real because he said it could happen.
No, but see, this is the thing.
That could happen.
Such a good character, bro.
The Secret Invasion or whatever it is.
Secret Invasion.
Secret Invasion.
Yeah. Dr. Doom was a part of that in the comic books.
But that's going to be a show.
He was a big part of it.
That's not going to be a movie. Do you think
think about it. If it's going to be a show, that'll be a perfect time to introduce a character like that. Just saying,
man. But
because think about it, they just introduced Kang, right?
Yeah.
And he's gonna play a major factor in the next couple situations. Doom is another one of those characters that plays a major factor in a lot of Marvel stuff, Marvel stories,
especially in the direction they're going right now.
Yeah,
especially with Fantastic Four.
Doom and the Fantastic Four play a huge role in everything they got coming.
And they're in New York City too. You gotta think about that. So.
Hey, that's what I'm saying. I wouldn't want to live in Marvel, like the Marvel universe. I would not want to live in New York.
Well, they're Manhattan. I mean, so you can still live in like Staten Island. Nobody's gonna know anything. That's the forgotten borough. Nobody cares about that place.
I'll live in Jersey.
Yeah, Jersey's not too far. You can see them from a distance. Like, oh, shit's going down over there. Good thing I'm on the other side of the ocean.
One time you go visit the city, they nuke it.
I'm gonna stay down here in the South, and I'm gonna watch all that on the news.
This is great. This is so good, man. And this is why I felt like this show was so important because it's going to make everything else feel fresh and new with these new characters, new faces. And I'm just so excited to see where Phase 4 goes. I'm excited next month is Shang-Chi. I can't wait to see what that's going to bring us and the 10 rings. I think that's so dope, man. They fucked it up with Iron Man 3. They could have capitalized on that. And I think Marvel has learned from its mistakes, and I think that's why they're like redeeming it. You know?
Have they though? Have you seen the trailer? The 10 rings are on their fucking arms. It's supposed to be a ring like this.
Yeah. Okay. No, I get that. It's. We keep using the word variation. It's their own variation of how they do things, right? But it does look dope, though, right?
Yeah,
I do like the magic look of it when they release it. It looks dope.
Yeah, no, I know what you mean. It is the 10 rings on the hands. Trust me.
I just can't wait to see like a martial art movie for real.
We haven't gotten one, and this is gonna be it.
Like for real.
This is his moment.
Yeah, because with Iron Fist, we didn't get that. That show was
Iron Fist was doo-doo.
The character's dope. I think it reminds me of One Punch, but it's just horrible show, and the actor they picked was horrible.
Yeah.
That was the downfall of the Netflix shows.
I watched season 1, and I was like, bro, what are y'all doing?
This ain't it.
And then they announced season 2, and I was like, bro, I don't even give a shit.
Speaking of characters that people are going to be put onto, my second favorite Marvel character is getting their own TV show. Moon Knight, man.
Oh, yes. You see, I didn't know about Moon Knight until this whole Marvel thing started. I didn't know about him. How important is this guy?
Moon Knight is basically Deadpool 2.0.
He's a schizophrenic superhero.
He's basically Deadpool 2.0.
But more serious, less funny.
Yeah, like if you take all the comedy aspects away from Deadpool, you have Moon Knight.
He's my second favorite character.
Their characters. He's my third favorite.
Well, my second is Wolverine. The guy's just amazing, but that's besides the point.
He just teased on Instagram the other day.
I know. I don't know if I believe that, bro. You think really Hugh Jackman's gonna come back? The guy's in his 50s. He's not gonna be.
He can play Radiation.
He's still.
I would accept that. That.
He is still ridiculously jacked, and money talks. I don't care what nobody says.
That is true.
Money talks.
And I know Ryan Reynolds wants him in a movie too.
Kevin Feige doing him the right way.
Right.
Bro, we might actually get his comic book uniform.
Yo, the helmet,
not just the tease, right?
Yeah.
Can we get the helmet? Can we see them wear the helmet?
No.
Dang. See, this is why I hate Fox and I love Disney, man. They do it right.
We might. I'm not going to say no to the possibility.
Right. With this phase, they've been giving us like super comic book accurate looks throughout so far.
Yes,
it's crazy.
Yes.
Even if it's just like a joke, like the whole Scarlet Witch.
I was gonna say that was the best
Halloween
thing that happened in WandaVision was her.
You know what I'm saying? They gave the whole getup.
Yeah.
Captain America, the new Captain America, literally.
Straight
like off the page of the comic book.
Yeah. And it looks amazing.
The classic Loki look, like they gave us everything, bro.
They're doing their thing, man.
Whew, it's great. I love it.
Yeah, so we're going to end it here, guys. Thank you for joining us. Let us know what you thought of the finale. Put in the comments below. Remember, we put out a new show every Monday. We also go live now on Twitch, twitch.tv/KeepGamingPodcast, 10 a.m. Eastern. We talk about all the latest stuff in gaming and pop culture from the week ahead. And if you missed that, you can watch it on YouTube. If you don't got the time to watch us on YouTube, wherever you get your podcast, you can listen to us. Just type in Keep Gaming Podcast. I want to thank you guys for joining us.
Thank you.
Yo, shout out to MeLlamoCeeGee, man. And shout out to Riddler. You guys did an amazing job. Unfortunately, we didn't have Mr. Johnny Boom Bots. He's under the weather. But he will be back this Saturday. Hopefully everything goes well. And we'll be live. It'll be myself, MeLlamoCeeGee, and Johnny Boom Bots. So that's it for us. Until next time, keep gaming. Peace.